Greatness365.com. Welcome to Greatness365.com, where you'll hear the best in motivation, wellness, and enlightenment. Hosted by our brilliant facilitators, the messenger, Clark Garrison, and the motivator, Coach Kevin Brown. Greatness365.com. Today's guest is the dynamic speaker, author, and TV personality, also known as a possibilitarian. It's Chris Gloss, speaking about paying the price for success and sharing information from his Power Pack live CD, Hustle is the New Currency. And now, let's tune in to Greatness365.com.
Well, welcome to Greatness365.com midweek motivational call. We bring you this call each and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will be featuring a new powerful national speaker each week. This speaker will be sharing with us the nuggets to obtain that elusive commodity we call success. I am your co-host, Clark Garrison, the messenger, author of How to Survive the Next 365, and host of Talk Radio's Conversation with Clark. Now, let me introduce my partner in greatness, author from Ghetto to Greatness, Coach Kevin Brown. Coach,
and each week, as you were saying, Clark, we're bringing the best in not only motivation, but also wellness and enlightenment. And right now, I'm just so pleased to start preparing the audience for this gentleman that we have coming up, who happened to be born and raised on the rough street of the Bronx, New York. And, you know, at that time, it was the murder capital of the world. But the person I'm talking about, you know, knew deep inside that even though he was dealing with living on public assistance with a single mother, and he really longed to have the thing of having his biological father in his life, somehow there was a change that had to take place that was God's destiny for him. And right now we're getting ready to experience what is possible. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest for tonight, the incomparable, the incredible Mr. Chris Gloss.
Wow, thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I'm just happy to be on this line tonight with the two most distinguished men living their purpose and their dreams. So I'm just happy just to be here on the line with you two guys.
And we're glad to have you.
Oh, absolutely.
So, should we just go ahead and jump right into the message now?
Yes. We're waiting on you. We want you to just let the people know, because we have people on the line and people that are going to be listening to this recording and the video that will be made from it. And some of them might be suffering financially. They might be struggling with career. They might be struggling with relationships and so many things that just might seem impossible to overcome. And so, you know, you have some secrets, some methodology, some ways of thinking that you'd like to share, and we just want to get into it right now, Chris.
All right, excellent. You know, I was just so fired up being on the show tonight with you two. I was just ready to listen, because you brothers just drop all kind of nuggets all the time, and I have pen and pad always ready. But tonight, I would love to share just a few things tonight, and just want your listening audience, first of all, to know that I'm just like you. There's not too much difference between you and I. You know, I grew up, I had challenges, personal problems, and struggles throughout my entire life. I'm talking about this year. So we're not different. We're not different at all. All of us in life, if you're going to inhale and exhale, you're going to experience it. You're going to experience some challenges in life. Guess what? No one's exempt from life's challenges and tribulations. But something else that we all may find in common is that I got tired of that 40-40 plan, working 40 hours a week for 40 years, sending other people's kids to school and letting them live lavish lifestyles. But in the process, we're obtaining this thing called success, and sometimes success seems so elusive to me. I took many wrong turns. I survived all kinds of tests, trials, and tribulations, and I searched for answers, usually in all the wrong places. But I kept trying. I kept working. I kept trying to do everything I could to make it. I was in sales. I was pretty successful in sales, but it wasn't fulfilling. I tried insurance. I tried multi-level marketing because something on the inside of me said that there's more to life than what I was currently achieving, that there was more. Being number one in the sales organization, that still wasn't enough to keep quiet the dream on the inside of me. So I simply say this to you, no matter what you're doing right now, you could be the absolute best in your field at doing whatever it is you're doing. But something still on the inside of you is yearning to come out. It's yearning to come out and experience this thing called life, because you have yet to live your best life and you have a lot more to give. Your life is not over. At the end of your sentence of life right now, it's not a period, it's really a comma. So don't look at life like you've given your best stuff. You have yet to give your best stuff. So here's what I found out in my journey, and that's what I want to share with you tonight. Here's what I want to share with you tonight. If you have a side gig or you're enrolled in some multi-level marketing opportunity, or you know that there's something else you should be doing, there's something you're passionate about, but you've been struggling getting it off the ground, I want to start out with a quote and then go through a process of sharing with you 6 things that I believe that can help you out tonight. My first rule for tonight is simple. Don't pay so close attention to the quotes you hear or trying to write down anything that I say that might resonate with you. I want you to stay focused simply on the things that come to your mind. Jot those things down. You may get some instructions while I'm speaking. Those are the things I want you to write down. I also want you to write down some questions. There's about 8 questions minimum that I'm going to share tonight. 8 powerful questions. If you simply just write those questions down and answer those questions, you will experience a revolution in your life concerning your dreams and goals. Here's the first quote. You must pay the price for success. And we've all heard this quote. We've all heard people say, you want to be successful? You got to pay the price for success. We've heard this time and time again. Here's the twist. You must pay the price for success up front and in full, or pay the price of regret and failure in increments over a lifetime.
Greatness365.com.
You're listening to Greatness365.com with Clark Garrison and Kevin Brown. Today's guest, speaker, author, and TV personality, Chris Gloss. Now, back to Greatness365.com.
Here's the twist. You must pay the price for success up front and in full, or pay the price of regret and failure in increments over a lifetime.
Wow.
I don't know about you,
but
that was hard. That was hard when I first heard it, my brother. It hit me like a ton of bricks that you must be willing to pay the price for success up front and in full. And if you're not willing to, and this ties right into the fact, if you're not going to make a decision to get moving today, someone else will make a decision for you. If you're not willing to pay the price for the success up front and in full, here's what's going to happen. You're going to pay the price of regret and failure in increments over a lifetime. That simply means you're going to look back over your life, and the thing that's going to haunt you are all the opportunities you allowed to go by that you did not seize. The opportunities that presented themselves to you and you refused to go for them because of fear, because of negative, toxic relationship you were in, because someone told you no. That's what's going to haunt you, and you're going to pay the price for fear and regret in increments over a lifetime. Let that not be said of you. So tonight, here's what I want to share with you. Hustle is the new currency. You want to pay that price for success up front and in full. Hustle is going to be the currency that you use to pay that price. Currency. The currency you're going to need is going to be a hustle mindset. When I'm talking about hustling, I'm not talking about the negative side of hustling that you may hear. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about hustle, busy movement or activity. Push. When I'm talking about hustling, I'm talking about pushing, not pulling someone, not dragging someone along, but push. Write that down on your page in large letters. Push. One of the definitions around hustle, when it talked about push, it mentioned by force. So you may have to push by force, not just a light tap for your success. The currency I'm talking about, you have to push by force to make some things happen. And it means to hurry, it means to hasten. You got to get moving. So here's what I want you to do. On the left side of your paper, I want you to write down the word hustle. Hustle. And I'm going to give you something for each one of those letters. And also, I have a question for you. Even if I don't get time to go through all of the letters, I will make sure you have the questions. The most important thing tonight is the questions. I can share the rest of the information on Facebook, on Twitter, my website, give it to Clark. He can put it on the 365, the Greatness365 fan page. Don't worry about all that information. I got to make sure you get the questions, because that's what I want you to spend time with tonight before you go to bed. The first question I have for you before I talk about the H in hustle is, are you too comfortable? Are you too comfortable? This is the checkup from the neck up I want you to take tonight. Self-examination. Are you too comfortable? Sometimes things happen in our lives that create frustration, and it shakes our foundation just to get us to take action on our assignment or our purpose. Things will happen just to shake us up because we're too comfortable. You wonder why you're having so much frustration on your job. It's not your boss. It's not your company. It's your dream. It's your dream. It could even be God. My mentor often talks about a time when all hell seems to be breaking loose in your life and you're challenged on every side. Everywhere you go, it seems just to be shaking and things are going crazy. You don't know what else to do and things are just shaking, and you quickly turn to God only to realize it's Him doing the shaking. Make sure that you don't falsely accuse someone else for all the challenges. You may just be too comfortable, and it's time for you to move. It's time for you to get your hustle on. It's time to get that go mindset. It's time to make things happen and make things happen now. The first letter in hustle I want you to pay attention to is H. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. One of our past presidents, Calvin Coolidge, absolutely said it best. He said, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common in unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, press on, has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. You got to be hungry. You got to be willing to press on. I know it's painful. I know it's challenging. Losing loved ones, losing jobs, don't know where your income source coming in. I say to you tonight, press on. Press on. Develop that sense of hunger. Press on. Get hungry. Press on. No matter what it feels like, no matter what it looks like, keep putting that left foot in front of that front foot and keep walking to your greatness. The second question for you tonight, what are you willing to do different? To develop that hunger, what are you willing to do different? To stir up things for yourself. Don't wait for circumstances to dictate to you to get uncomfortable to do something next. No. What can you do to stir yourself up? What are you willing to do different? And ask yourself, how's that working for me? Go stand in the mirror and look at everything you've been doing. Because if you believe you've been doing all the right things, ask yourself, how's that been working for you? And if things aren't working the way you think they should be, you may need help. Because here's what I do know, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot see the picture when you're standing in the frame of life. You can't see it. You can't see the whole thing. You may need some coaching. You may need Coach Kevin. You may need Coach Clark. You may need somebody to help you navigate this thing. Quit trying to have this Lone Ranger mentality. Lone Ranger had Tonto, Batman had Robin, Peaches had her. Who do you have? Who's your team? What are you willing to do something different? The next letter, you. Understand the power of right now. Marcus Aurelius said, quit acting as if you have 1,000 years to live. Understand the power of now. Quit acting like you have tomorrow. Quit acting like you have next week. Quit acting like somebody owes you something. Quit acting like you have 1,000 years to live. You have today. You have right now. You got to get moving now. Set your mind like a thermostat. Set your mind to do it right now. I was talking to Stacey Emery earlier, the host of Mind Shift Talk Radio, and she was leaving her job, and she said, Chris, I am so excited tonight because I'm going home to check in. To catch that, she has a mindset. When she clocks out, she checks in. She checks into You Incorporated. What are you checking into when you check out? You got to be willing to understand you must set your mind to the power of right now. Here's another question for you. What are you willing to do to change? What are you willing to change in your daily routine to produce better results in your life? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to change to produce better results? Are you willing to start reading more, watching TV less? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to get up an extra 30 to 60 minutes? What are you willing to do so you can get better results? Something has to change in your daily routine. It's something you're doing daily. I can look at what you do daily and tell what you're going to become permanently. I can just look at you. Whatever you're doing daily speaks volume of who you're going to become permanently and what you're going to achieve permanently. So, ladies and gentlemen, be willing today to do something different. My mentor said you must be willing to do the thing today that most people won't, to have the thing tomorrow most people won't have. See, it doesn't say do the thing today that most people can't. It's what doing the thing today what most people won't do. What are some things that people around you won't do for success? Won't get up early, won't meet Clark, won't meet Kevin, won't plug into this every day, won't buy a book, won't buy an audio series, won't listen to recordings. What are things people won't do? Not that they can't. Be willing to do the things that others won't do. Pour into yourself. A financial expert on CNN said, if you don't have $100,000 to invest into the stock market, invest in you. Invest in you. Make the decision tonight to invest in you. So ask yourself that question. All right, the S in hustle. Serious. Donna Sirius Satchel said it best. She said, don't just dream, don't just plan, don't just talk. She says, just get serious. Just get serious about your business. You must learn to separate the serious from the frivolous in life. Some things that people are engaged in around you, they're so frivolous, they're so crazy for you to even comment on. Somebody asked me, well, what do I think about everything Whitney Houston? I don't care. Everything that was in her past, that's not what I'm thinking about. I remember Whitney Houston as one of my favorite singers growing up. I remember her at her absolute best, and everything else I've forgotten and dismissed and left it alone. But when I think about Bobby Brown, I don't care about Bobby Brown. I got to find my next speaking engagement, find my next contract. I don't have time to be concerned about the frivolous things in life. I'm too serious focused on my dreams and goals to have time to hang around casual conversation that's going absolutely nowhere.
Greatness365.com.
You're listening to Greatness365.com with Clark Garrison and Kevin Brown. Today's guest, speaker, author, and TV personality, Chris Gloss. Now, back to Greatness365.com.
Greatness365.com.
I can stand there and gossip and talk about things that don't matter, or I can invest 30 minutes of getting the wisdom from Clark and Kevin that could take my life to the next level. You make the decision. How are you going to spend? Who are you going to allow to pour in you? Here's another question for you. What or who are you tolerating that's keeping you from giving 100%? What are you tolerating in your life? Who are you tolerating in your life that's keeping you from giving 100%? Make a list. Make a list of the last 10 people you talked to on your cell phone. Make a list of those 10 people. Were they winners? Were they champions? Were they losers? Who did you talk to? And then look at the success you have. Because if you show me your friends, I can tell you why you have what you have. But if you show me your mentors, I can show you where you're going. Just the mere fact you're listening to this show tonight, you're going someplace special because Clark and Kevin are winners. All right, I got about 4 minutes left. Here we go. The key in hustle, toughness. You got to learn to be strong. You got to wear your strength. You got to wear your armor every day. You cannot be a thin-skinned person that gets offended easily. Because while you're getting your grind on, while you're getting your hustle on, while you're out here working your thing, people are going to tell you no. No must become your vitamin. You must embrace the word no. Sometimes people tell me no. I ask why. Because I need to know why, and I need to understand what can I do different next time so I can improve and get better. Make no your vitamin. While you're trying to get your grind on, you're trying to grow your multi-level marketing business, people telling you, no, I don't want to join that pyramid. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to buy your coffee. I don't want to buy your weight loss. I don't want all this stuff. Make it your vitamin. Make it your vitamin. Because you're working on something that 95% of the American public is not working on. Make it your vitamin. While you're getting your hustle on, recognize they're not saying no to you. They are saying no to a tremendous opportunity that you're bringing to them. You got to toughen up. Here's a question. Who builds you up? In whose presence do you feel strong? In whose presence do you feel great? Make a list and hang around those people. Invest your time in them. The L in hustle. Leverage relationships. Leverage relationships. Everything you're going to experience in this life, everything that's going to happen and come into your hands is going to come through and by a relationship. You must develop relationships, and if you're not good at developing relationships, get good. Work on your people skills. Make sure when you're having conversations with people, it's more about them than you. AT&T conducted a study many years ago, and they found out the most used word on phone conversations was I. I. People love talking about themselves. If you want to get your hustle on, you want to make some money, you want to clock out your job and clock into your dream, learn people skills. John Maxwell has some great books. Clark has some. Kevin has some. I have great material to be able to help you develop those relationships. Here's your question. Who can you count on and who can you count out? Who can you count on and who can you count out? You need to know in the challenging times of life, who can you count on? Who's going to be there to help you? Because it's going to be some challenging times. I'm going to tell you, life is going to hit you from the blind side sometimes. You're going to get hit and you don't even know where that came from. So you're going to have to know who can you count on and who can you count out. The last letter in the word hustle, E. And E stands for energy. monitor your mind, and monitor your energy. One thing I notice in all professional sports with world-class athletes, they take a timeout. In boxing, they take time out between each round. Basketball, they take time out. You need time to recover so that you can give 100% again. See, most of the mindset when it comes to hustle, people say it's 9 to 5 and 5 until you faint, work all day, work all night. No. It don't quite work out like that. You're going to need to monitor your energy so that you can have energy to live your dreams and fulfill your purpose. It takes work to do all this stuff I'm talking about tonight. Professional athletes practice 90% of the time and execute 10%. Stephen Covey talks about sharpening the saw. You need time to re-energize, to recover, so that you can stay strong in the fight and stay strong while you're hustling and going for your dreams and goals. Here's the last two questions. What or who drains your energy? What drains your energy or who drains your energy? If something is draining your energy, stay away from it. If it's a person draining your energy, an energy-draining, toxic individual, stay away from them. Stay away from them. You don't need them in your life. They are draining precious energy that you need. And here's a suggestion. Build time out into your day. Build time out into your day. My time is up. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for listening to me tonight. I thank you so much, and I hope you receive some value. Answer those questions. Take action on answering those questions tonight. Clark and Kevin, I'll pass it back over to you.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you that this was more than I expected. I mean, the information that you presented on this Greatness 365 call is going to help so many people. Again, you gave some specific things, and one thing I saw, Clark, in this, and I'm sure you agree that you saw the same thing, is that there's a responsibility. This is not a passive thing. There's some questions that have to be asked of yourself, some introspection that has to be done, and then there's some action that has to be taken. And to have those questions specifically laid out, to have this action plan and the easy to remember mnemonic, I mean, it's just powerful. So we encourage everyone to listen to this over and over again, and not only listen to it, do the steps, take the action, and watch your greatness become reality 365 days a year.
Coach, I've got to agree with you 1,000%. And I just love this call because, and Chris may or may not know this, but Chris is one of my mentors that I've been secretly watching since I decided to make a difference in my life and pull out the possibilities that I know I can achieve. And to have him on this call tonight is incredible. It shows me, for everyone who's listening out there, the growth that's been in my life to now have a program sharing with Coach Kevin Brown on one end, and for us to have someone like the possibilitarian on, Mr. Chris Gloss, is just a treat for me. And every time I hear him speak, every single time I hear him speak, I learn something totally new. So, I mean, this is a very, very valuable call for me personally, and I hope everyone, in fact, I know everyone got something out of it. I want to thank all the callers who tuned in tonight, and to our special speaker, Mr. Possibilitarian, Mr. Chris Goff. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us tonight.
And Chris, we want to give you the opportunity to make sure everyone who's listening knows how to get directly to your website and to contact you for speaking engagements and your books and programs that you have available. So please share that with the audience.
Absolutely. You can contact me by going to www.chrisgloss.com. That's CHRISGLOSS.com, chrisgloss.com, or simply Google chrisgloss.com. The first 4 or 5 pages are all about Janet Gloss's favorite son. You can also join me on Facebook. Just do a search for Chris Gloss. I'm Kevin's friend on Facebook. I'm also Clark's friend on Facebook. You can see my name and just friend me tonight. I would love to stay in contact with each and every one of you, and you'll have access to my Twitter and LinkedIn, all those things from my website. But here's the thing. Take action tonight. If you want to stay lit up in life, you got to stay plugged in. Plug into me tonight. Stay plugged into Kevin. Stay plugged into Clark. And let's do this thing in 2012. Let's hustle and make things happen in 2012. Brothers, let me tell you, God bless both of you, and God bless your dream. And may the hand of God continue to rest upon everything you brothers touch. Thank you so much for tonight.
Hey, guys, we're just wrapping this up. I want you all to be sure to get on this call next week, as we'll be sure to feature another powerful speaker. Do me a favor, go to Facebook right now and click on our group page titled Greatness365 to follow this journey as we proceed throughout the 2012 year and beyond. And be sure to visit our website at www.greatness365.com. I would love to have your input, your how you enjoyed tonight's call. Leave your comments right down on our website. We would appreciate everything you have to say. Hey, on behalf of myself, Clark Garrison, and Coach Kevin Brown, I say thank you and good night.
You have been listening to Greatness365.com. Tonight's guest, the dynamic Chris Gloss. And a reminder, you can download his Power Pack CD entitled Hustle is the New Currency, as well as other stimulating and life-changing CD and DVD programs. Available in the Greatness365.com bookstore. Greatness365.com is sponsored by Amazon Wireless, a simple one-stop shop for all things mobile, dedicated to helping our clients get the most out of their mobile phones with an easy and hassle-free experience. Browsing, buying, and accessorizing cell phones and smartphones. The latest smartphones starting at just a penny. Just click on the banner on Greatness365.com. It's the Penny Pincher Sale. Thank you for listening to Greatness365.com.
Greatness365.